African investors. Plus, latest in the world of entertainment. A very good evening to you, and it's good to have you join us on News at 7 on Lagos Channel 10. I am Hanuluapo Iluwatoki. Conference of Parties COP28 opens in Dubai with calls for accelerated action and higher ambition against the escalating climate crisis. Charles Alpha reports that the conference takes place in what is already known to be the hottest year ever recorded in human history and has the impact of the climate crisis wreak unprecedented havoc on human life and livelihoods around the world.
12 December 2023 will be a major decisive moment for world leaders to act on climate commitments and prevent the worst impact of climate change on the planet as the United Nations Climate Change Conference COP28 opens with a resounding call to accelerate collective climate action in Dubai. This year's COP marks the conclusion of the Global Stocktake, the first assessment of global progress in implementing the 2015 Paris Agreement. The world's latest UN report says the world is not on track to limiting temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius by the end of this century, but does recognize that countries are developing plans for a net zero future and the shift to clean energy is gathering speed. But it makes clear that the transition is nowhere near fast enough yet to limit warming. This global stocktake will be a catalyst for greater ambition in meeting the Paris Agreement's goals as nations prepare to submit revised national climate action plans by 2025. It lays out actions on how to accelerate emissions cuts, strengthen resilience to climate impacts, and provide the support and finance needed for the transformation. And as leaders leave Dubai after the opening summit today, their message to their negotiators would be clear. Do not come home without a deal that will make a real difference. Nigeria is among the 160 countries participating at this global event and will be hoping it will find answers to some of its own questions regarding its energy transition plan, mitigation, and adaptation efforts. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has urged African leaders, policymakers, and intellectuals to devise and think through strategies that will balance and equitable development for all Africans. The governor gave this charge at the two-day African Investment Conference held in Lagos. S.A. Owamaka reports.
Decades, Africa has been marginalized in the globalization process, leaving the continent lagging in human and infrastructure development. However, in recent times, Africa's large and youthful population, which provides both valuable human capital and huge markets, as well as its expansive natural resources, are beginning to draw attention to the continent. This investment conference is aimed at bringing together leading professionals, policymakers, and industry players to examine the continent's strengths, challenges, and opportunities through a lens of innovation and strategic thinking.
We will explore emerging trends, innovative strategies, and transformative power of sustainable investment practices that can shape the future of Africa.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who was represented, emphasized that his administration, through the Themes Plus agenda, has prioritized investments in infrastructure and human capital while implementing policy changes to diversify the economy and facilitate the ease of doing business. He therefore called on investors to join his administration to build a future where Lagos stands as a beacon of success and a hub for strategic investment.
Recognizing the importance of quality infrastructure for sustained economic growth, we have invested heavily in transformative projects, including transportation networks, energy infrastructure, and housing development. Today, Lagos now has its first functional metro rail system, the Blue Line, which commenced operation this year. We are also nearing the completion of the Red Line, which we expect will start running sometime in 2024. These two services together will carry more than 1.5 million kilometers daily. This will not only improve the quality of life for our citizens, but also create an environment conducive to business growth and development.
The theme of the African Investment Conference is the emergence of Africa, a rethink or a re-strategizing. In Lagos, S.C. Owamaka, NT News.
As the Senate commences debate on the general principles of the proposed 2024 appropriation bill, lawmakers express optimism that the assumptions and parameters would effectively address pressing socio-economic needs in the country. Leader of the Senate, Opeyemi Bamidele, opened the debate by drawing attention to realities of revenue shortfall and the challenge of tackling unexpected emergencies. It said some of the decisions of government to achieve improvements across sectors include strengthening of framework for public-private partnership and consensus, as well as leveraging opportunities in the green finance.
We provide one with the platform and capacity to pay the debt itself and catapult one into a brighter future. And two, the second option, which is more dangerous, is to shrink the economy and risk political suicide and economic turbulence by sacking workers, obliterating opportunities, cutting social service, and starving our communities to death and oblivion.
Other lawmakers emphasize on equitable and fair distribution of resources, and particular attention to implementation for all-round prosperity. The Lagos State House of Assembly has confirmed 3 cabinet nominees of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The Assembly confirmed Mr. Abiodun Ogunleye for the position of Commissioner and approved 2 others for the position of Special Advisors to the Governor. The confirmation took place during a plenary presided over by the Speaker of the House, Honorable Mudashiru Obasa.
Based on the report of the chairman of the screening committee, pursuant to section 192 part 2, chapter 6 of the 1999 Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, these are hereby confirmed the appointment of Mr. Abiodun Ogunleye as commissioner and 2 special advisors of cabinet rank. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those against the ayes have it.
Earlier, the chairman of the ADA committee set up to screen nominees of the Governor, Honorable Mojid Fatai, told the House that the committee had done a thorough job in screening the nominees. In another development, the House of Representatives will, as a matter of urgency, begin to address the issues surrounding the massive exodus of medical personnel from Nigeria, which has left the nation's hospitals almost without capable hands. Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Health Institutions, Dr. Amos Magaji, stated this during an oversight visit to the Lagos University Teaching Hospital. Owambufo Nwoye has details.
The Lagos University Teaching Hospital is said to have achieved a lot since its establishment for the past 60 years. Members of the House of Representatives Committee on Health gave the commendation during an inspection tour of the institution. While at the hospital's cancer treatment unit, the medical director, Professor Wasiu Adeyemo, said the hospital had treated about 11,000 cancer patients. The Chairman, House Committee on Health, Dr. Amos Magaji, assured of federal government's commitment to reposition medical profession in the country.
We also look at issues of funding. We are also looking at issue of infrastructure. Because of a truth, many health workers in Nigeria are working under stringent conditions. They have sacrificed so much for Nigerians to be healthy.
The Chief Medical Director, Professor Wasiu Adeyemo, said the hospital would not relent in its responsibilities and appeal for more support from the government and private individuals.
COVID came, the federal government set up presidential task force. In my opinion, what did they do right? Like I usually say, the secretary to federal government then ran all the hospitals. I remember I was the CMAC then. They came to Lut about 3 times to come and assess our facilities. After the assessment, they went back, gave the report to the president, the executive, and the legislatures. They provided funds for the hospitals.
Health workers were advised to always comply with the ethics of the profession. In Lagos, Mabufongoye, NTA News.
You're still watching news at 7 on NT Lagos Channel 10. We'll be back after this time out. Please don't go away.
It's time for Golden Season. Golden time to win. The rules are simple. Let's bet on any sports event. Get promotional ticket. Take part in prize draw. It's Golden Season. Golden time to win. Use the promo code to get your welcome bonus.
Join Helen Paul and Frank Donga as they explore the hills and valleys of Nigeria's vast fertile fields.
Why is rice so expensive?
It is labor intensive.
And discovering future harvest heroes in Nigeria's premier inter-school agricultural quiz competition.
Which of the following is an example of a beverage crop?
Coffee. Correct.
Catch new episodes on NTA Network every Saturday at 5 p.m. starting 25th November 2023.
This is Farm and Fortune.
Take off into a world of casino games and find your new favorites. Play a few rounds of roulette and see if Lady Luck's on your side. Learn those winning combinations in slots and take a hefty bite out of that jackpots. Discover much more games on the 1xBet, where fortune awaits.
Time again for sharing and giving love. It's Christmas. It's a time to be jolly and merry. Where would you rather be this season? Of course, NTA Lagos Channel 10. Yes, it is the NTA Lagos Channel 10 Christmas party. This year promises to be fun-filled. There will be games, bouncy castles, shout out to your loved ones, school presentations, and many more. It all begins with a roadshow on the 8th of December 2023. Date, Monday 11th to Wednesday the 13th of December 2023. Monday 11th December is the opening ceremony with so much to eat and drink. Gate fee 2,000 naira per child. Venue NTA Lagos Channel 10 Tedros Shoyaba. Time 10 a.m. There will be lots of fun-filled events that you don't want to miss. Plus, every child takes home a bumper pack. Date again is Monday 11th to Wednesday the 13th of December 2023. Venue NTA Lagos Channel 10 Tedros Shoyaba. Time 10 a.m. Gate fee 2,000 naira per child. For sponsorship and advert placement, please call.
Now hear the angels sing, a king was.
Performing artist Just Roland, a contestant of The Voice Nigeria Season 4.
Are you having fun? Put your hands up, shorty, if you're really sure.
Supported by Come, jolly, and make merry with us.
Glad to have you back. You're still watching news at 7 on NTA Lagos Channel 10. And on the foreign scene, former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger passes on. Details with Christiana Tomaluju.
Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, who played a vital and polarizing role in U.S. foreign policy during the Cold War, has died at the age of 100. He served as America's top diplomatic and national security advisor during the Nixon and Ford administrations. Despite leaving office in the mid-1970s, he continued to be consulted by generations of leaders for decades. The German-born former diplomat died at his home in Connecticut. Former U.S. President George W. Bush led tribute, saying the U.S. had lost one of the the most dependable and distinctive voices on foreign affairs. Meanwhile, in a lead outburst, Elon Musk has slammed advertisers that have left X, warning they will kill the social media platform. At an event in New York, he accused companies that have joined an ad boycott of the site formerly known as Twitter of trying to blackmail him. Go expletive yourself, the billionaire said in an interview. Some firms have paused advertising on X amid concerns over anti-Semitism, including a post for Mr. Musk himself. And that's on Foreign News. I am Christiana Tomoluju.
And on entertainment scene, Grammy Award nominee Davido shows support to music star Rema over health concerns. These and more as we join Olamide Gabal for Larori on Entertainment Tidbits. On that note, we wrap up the news at 7 on Lagos Channel 10. Benga Oloyede is standing by for the Yoruba translation of the news. I am Hanoluapo Oluwatoki. Good evening.
And you have Bagobiri. Bagobiri are scattered everywhere in Nigeria.
Fishing is so central to the people, to such an extent that a whole gallery was dedicated to various implements used for the occupation. The most unique treasure that has placed both the Kebbi State and Argungu on the world map, the Surami ruins and the Argungu Fishing Festival, had to share a gallery. Whereas the Surami ruins, which is presently under consideration as a World Heritage Site, gave a vivid insight into the first capital of the kingdom, the relics and ruins of the Wall of the Old Kingdom is regarded as one of the oldest of such ruins available anywhere in the world. As for the Argungu Fishing Festival, which ironically had gained UNESCO recognition riding on the back of the Surami ruins, it has its own historical significance as it signals the end of the over 130 years of bitter wars between Kebbi Kingdom and the Sokoto Caliphates.
Something happened in 1925. Argungu going to Kano, one of only 13.
Ẹ kú àṣálẹ́ ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn ló ń dé sétí ìgbọ́ yín láti iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Gbẹ̀ngà Olóyèdè ni oníròyìn, ìròyìn rèé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Àwọn ènìyàn ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àpapọ̀ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjíròrò àpapọ̀ lórí ìwé àbádòfin ètò ìṣúná fún ti ọdún 2024 tó ń bọ̀ wá. Àwọn aṣòfin ọ̀hún ni wọ́n ní ìrètí wípé àgbàwọlé ìgbésẹ̀ náà ni yóò túbọ̀ yanjú ètò okòwò tí orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ń retí. Olórí àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ tó pọ̀ jùlọ ní ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àpapọ̀ ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọpẹ́yẹmí Bámidélé ló ṣíṣọ lójú ètò ìjíròrò ọ̀hún pé àkíyèsí sí àwọn ìdojúkọ tó ń kojú àkójọpọ̀ ìjábọ̀ owó orí gbígbà, bákan náà túbọ̀ fi okun kún agbára ìbáṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹ̀ka ilé iṣẹ́ aládàáni ìlú gbogbo. Ẹ̀ka ilé ìwòsàn fásitì tìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ni àwọn ènìyàn ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ti gbé òṣùbà sàdánkátà fún akitiyan àti ìlàkàkà wọn nípa ṣíṣe àwọn àgbékalẹ̀ onírúurú tí yóò máa túbọ̀ mú ìdàgbàsókè dé bá ètò iṣẹ́ ṣíṣe wọn láìsí kọ́mikọ́họ̀. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Nwabufor Nwoye tó mú ìròyìn wá sọ wípé ilé ẹ̀ka ìwòsàn fásitì ti LUTH ni wọ́n sọ wípé wọ́n ti gbé ohun ribiribi ṣe ní nǹkan bí ọdún 6 sẹ́yìn láti àsìkò tí wọ́n ti ń ṣe ìdásílẹ̀ ilé ìwòsàn náà. Àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ tó mójútó ètò ìlera ní ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣojúṣòfin àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ni wọ́n gbé gbólóhùn ọ̀rọ̀ náà kalẹ̀ ní àsìkò ètò àbẹ̀wò wọn káàkiri agbègbè ilé ìwòsàn náà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n ní ẹ̀ka tó mójútó ìwòsàn ọgbẹ́ inú ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Wàsíù Adéyẹmọ tẹnumọ́ wípé ó tó ní 20 àwọn ènìyàn tí wọ́n ní àìsàn ọgbẹ́ inú ni wọ́n ti gba ìwòsàn tó péye ní ẹ̀ka ọ̀hún. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni alága ìgbìmọ̀ tó mójútó ẹ̀ka ìlera Dr. Amos Mogaji fọwọ́sọ̀yà fún ìjọba àpapọ̀ láti túbọ̀ mú ìyípadà dé bá ètò iṣẹ́ ṣíṣe ìlera. Àwọn ènìyàn ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ti mọ̀ nípa yíyàn àwọn kọmíṣánná 3 láti ọ̀dọ̀ gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ọ̀gbẹ́ni Babájídé Sanwó-Olú. Àwọn ènìyàn ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ni wọ́n ti mọ̀ nípa yíyàn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Abíọ́dún Ògúnlẹ̀yẹ fún ipò kọmíṣánná. Bákan náà buọwọ́ lu tàwọn kọmíṣánná 2 yòókù fún dídí ipò olùgbanilámọ̀ràn sí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Mímọ̀ nípa yíyàn àwọn 3 ọ̀hún ló jẹ́ ọ̀kan nínú èyí tó wáyé níbi ètò ìjókòó tàwọn ènìyàn ilé aṣòfin ìlú Èkó tí agbẹnusọ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó Honorable Mudashiru Obasa ṣe kò kárí ètò ìjókòó ọ̀hún. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tí a kò bá gbàgbé àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ tẹ́kútó ni wọ́n ṣe àyẹ̀wò fínífíní àwọn ènìyàn 3 náà tí gómìnà gbé orúkọ wọn kalẹ̀ fún ìbuọwọ́lù. Honorable Mojid Fatai sọ wípé àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ ni wọ́n ti ṣe iṣẹ́ takuntakun wọn lórí yíyàn àti ìbu ọwọ́lù àwọn ènìyàn 3 ọ̀hún. Tọ́ Àsùnjì lórí tàṣẹ́ lẹ́yìn ní Mika Mikpe ti wà níkàlẹ̀ láti mú ìyókù ròyìn wá fún ilé èdè Ògùn. Gbẹ̀ngà Olóyèdè ń kí yín ire o.
Mechire mi kwabo mi kudo ujai mi kudo tito linle nasimite so NTA channel 10 àwọn ni mateton Mika Mekpe oelele no to din o sehoda o to gbo Nigeria ton ko chenu kan yi dogbon tito khodidan dogbon tito akwesiza o pe 2024 ton he to wogan Nigeria ton ene to wogan Bola Tinubu zedwa yi we yeko basi ogodo dina oho bodina godo o yinukan mo bá sí dòdínà ọ̀hún gẹ́rẹ́dì dé jẹ́dọ́dọ́ mọ̀ títọ́ àkọsíṣán lọ́tàn dàlíbọ̀ tó dín yéṣọ́ dọ̀ tó òtò yídọ̀ emilẹ́dọ́ tó dídọ́ tó gbọ̀n títọ́ ètò gàmí tán sí bọ́dá yìí tó gbọ̀n àkọsíṣán lọ́tàn dàlíbọ̀ ẹ bá sí títọ́ dé bòyán bò jẹ́ ná nǹkan yìí tó gbó lọ́tàn tó àwàlẹ̀ pọ́jì ìmọ̀ọ́nù kan tọ́ mẹ́sowólẹ̀ tán ẹnẹ ọ̀pẹ́yẹmí bámidélé mẹ́hẹ̀ hùnú sàn ọ̀kọ́ èjì wẹ́ẹ́tò dídọ̀dọ̀mọ́ títọ́ ẹ̀ bá sí ònúdé bòyán nánú kan ìpọ́dọ̀ ọ̀hún dàgà togbo Nigeria tán bọ̀ pòmọ́pọ̀ yìí sọ́tò fìfẹ̀mẹ́lẹ́ pọ̀ lọ́yẹ̀ nìkan lọ́dọ́ pọ̀ bò wà sọ́hẹ̀jẹ̀ nánú kan yìí togbo lọ́tàn. tó dín o sẹ́kọ̀ọ́lẹ̀ kò bẹ̀ yé de pé tó dín bò dọ̀ kó dógbọ̀n o gbẹ́ pípí ètò dógbọ̀n títò yéwù mẹ́yìnà wà sọ́n dógbọ̀n nàmẹ́ lílo gbẹ̀tọ́lẹ̀ tán dàrí tó dín o èyí tó dídọ̀ yé kó sàn àkọ́dógbọ̀n títò èyí tó kùwé ọ̀dà kó èyí náà kúrò nù òmẹ́dọ́gbọ̀n àdòtólẹ̀ sí àpáwéwẹ̀ yìí dọ̀ tó dín dọ̀ yìí kò sàn àpọ̀ tẹ̀mẹ̀tẹ̀mẹ̀ tó èkéyìn dòtó kó ẹni jìnnà nìkan yìí mẹ́lẹ́tàn mọ́ yìí sọ́tò dídọ̀dọ̀ gbẹ̀tọ́ sọ̀ha dé wẹ̀yìn mẹ́họ̀ kò yìí kò wà zọ́nà tó dòtó kó ẹni lọ́bọ̀ yìí kò sọ́mọ̀ ònàmẹ́ lílo tó dòtó kó ẹni mọ́ yìí sọ́tò fífẹ̀ mẹ́lẹ́ kódọ̀ yìí ní wà zọ́n ẹ̀jẹ̀ náà nìkan yìí mọ́ deheyin Dr. Amos Wagaji weto hoi do nukon yi togbo Nigeria tan ba we mele kote ko mo ko yi to asun wa na jehe to di o se ho àwọn ni mateton ko doho dogbon dodina podo nukon yi togbo loton ye to dido le to do tole to ho dodo o janji no to o sen holoton ne doctor weto hodido bo yeso do hodogmo o sentimeter ye ko ze boda yi do pomopo ye do ayi mategan Sanwo-Olu me aton ye ko ze na doyin titan me nai ponogan podo me awede vonado so gan yi ohona meto eton we ye to dido to dindo ye ko pon o me ni le bo so mo do ye jehe na azon lo we ye to dido no konto me he basi tempona me ni le ton we to dido do me eheyin ayimatega Sanwo-Olu de le basi me de bo jehe azon lo na do so gan yi ohona meto eton podo ga na do yin no konto o kogona onuto ayimate awon ni ton mechere odin mi ha fona woja eton kaka jeso mi na so pe ezan